This is the week of January 18th, 2022. My name is Nathan.
And I am Coralie. Welcome to your Winter's Well News.
Scientists at Virginia Tech made a recent discovery about a bug that's not just any bug, though. It's a millipede. The word millipede translates to 1,000 feet, but until recently, the world record-holding millipede had 758 feet. That all changed, though, through the late last year when scientists discovered an all-new species of millipede deep in an abandoned mining coal, Australian mining coal. The biggest millipede they had more than 1,300 legs, making it the true first millipede ever discovered to live. We stay alive because almost the same time, the different team of scientists, the fossilized remains of what is to believe to be the biggest arthropod that ever lived. The fossilized remains show a millipede that would have been over 9 feet long and estimate to weigh about 110 pounds. Could you ever imagine living near a bug that could step on you?
We know that Arizona, particularly the West Valley, is a fast-growing area. There are many ways that we see that growth. Arizona has America's 5th highest growth state in 2021 per U-Haul's Growth Index transactional data. Joshi Ashtown's U-Haul company of Northwest Phoenix president said in a release, "The homes are bigger and there are more available land." Arizona is also known for its great weather and mild winters. There are stunning landscapes, abundance of jobs, and a decent cost of living. We have really become the management for the people. Texas, Florida, Tennessee, and South Carolina were the top growth states of the year according to the release. California, Illinois, and Pennsylvania were the bottom 3. Now let's go over to Mr. Bourne with a weekly update.
Hello, Winter's Well. This is Mr. Bourne, the principal, and I know I've been talking about the playgrounds a lot, but we are getting closer. We are getting closer and closer. Every day kids are asking me, when are the playgrounds ready? They're almost ready. So there's one more piece that has to be done. It's putting down the turf. So once the company that does that comes in, we really should be looking at about a week's worth of work, and then within the next couple of weeks, we should have the playgrounds up. That being said, we are preparing for that, and I met with Mrs. Vetter. I don't know if you remember, seems like a long time ago, but Mrs. Vetter asked every single grade level to develop a PAX vision for the playgrounds. And so we went through every single one of those, and we looked at some of the common themes, and we developed a PAX vision for the playgrounds. So today I'd like to go over what you guys, these are all from students, what do you want to see more of, hear more of, do more of, and feel more of. And then next week we can look at the less of. But when the playground's open, just a reminder, these are things that you students want to see. So when we open the playgrounds, we're going to see more kids having fun, more PAX leaders, more sharing and respecting the equipment, so using all of that properly. Want to hear more laughter, kind words, and asking for permission to go to the restrooms. Make sure you ask your teacher, whoever's supervising. And then do more group play. Mrs. Vetter's been teaching you how to do that. And then returning the equipment. Mrs. Vetter has a whole new rack of new balls and new things to use. And then remember your personal items. Please don't leave the jackets and the water bottles on the playground. And then finally, we want to feel more excited, happy, and respected. I think we can all work towards that. So when we open the playground, we'll have those visions posted. Teachers, please occasionally go over that with the kiddos, and then we will go over that with you when we're monitoring as well. So looking forward to that. Thank you so much, Winter's Well.
Thank you, Mr. Bourne. Now let's go to Miss Williams with the Counseling Corner.
Hello, Saddle Mountain. This is Mrs. Williams with a message from the Counseling Corner. So this month we're focusing on being patient. So patience is so important for us to learn because when you're patient, it helps keep you calm and it helps teach you how to listen clearly so that we can make good choices. And good choices are ultimately what we want to do. We also want to stay calm so that way we can think clearly and feel good inside when we're taking tests or when we're outside and maybe we're frustrated over a game. We want to have patience. We want to show others patience as well. So this month we are focusing on patience. So when you see me in the hallway, you can feel free to come by and say, Mrs. Williams, this is how I was expressing patience. This is how I was showing someone patience. Patience is also another way of showing kindness, and you know I love kindness. All right, you guys, so I will be out and about at all of the schools. I can't wait to see you guys. Remember, all children are capable of success, no exceptions. You guys have a great week. Bye.
Thank you, Miss Williams. Let's go to Jose with sports.
Welcome to sports. My name is Jose. The Arizona Cardinals lost to the Seattle Seahawks in the last game of the season to finish 11-6. They played the LA Rams last night on the road. We will fill you in how the game went next week. One cool fact about the game, it was the first NFL playoffs game ever to be held on a Monday night. The Arizona Coyotes continued to struggle, losing to the Nashville Predators by a score of 4-2. The Suns are continuing to play well this month so far at the time of filming. They only had one loss in January, and that was to the Miami Heat. Their record is 30-9 so far this season and still right near the top spot of the Western Conference. That is all for today. See you next time on Sports News.
Thanks, Jose. And now here's entertainment with Gavin. Welcome back to Entertainment News. I am Gavin. The Arizona Balloon Classic will return to Goodyear from Friday, January 28th to Sunday, January 30th. This 11th annual outdoor event attracts visitors from all around the valley as it is one of the only shows of its kind in Arizona. Additional activities are held throughout the weekend for the whole family. I know everybody's heard of a hot air balloon, but not everyone has actually experienced a hot air balloon, either standing next to one or riding in one, said Tim Tykowitz, founder of the Arizona Balloon Classic. The gates will open at the Goodyear Ballpark from 4 to 8 p.m. Friday, January 28th, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, January 29th, and 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Sunday, January 30th. The 2022 festival is a special for Ma Tykowitz, as he said last year's event had a smaller crowd turnout and less hot air balloons due to the pandemic. But he is looking forward to having a lot of air balloons out of there this year. See you next time on Entertainment News.
Thanks, Gavin. Here's Abby and Valentina with Joke of the Week.
Hello, and welcome to Joke of the Week. My name is Valentina.
And I am Abby.
Okay, Abby, what is your joke?
What did the shark say after eating the clownfish?
I don't know. What did the shark say after eating a clownfish?
This tastes a little bit funny.
Good joke, Abby.
If you have a joke and would like to tell it on the news, please go to smusd.me/beyondthenews and we'd love to have you on.
See you next time on Joke of the Week.
Thank you, girls. Now here's Zuri and Valentina with Fun Fact Trivia.
Top 2.
Welcome to Fun Fact Trivia. My name is Valentina.
And I am Zuri. Did you know that today, January 18th, is National Michigan Day? National Michigan Day recognizes the day the Great Lakes State, surrounded by of the 5 Great Lakes, Michigan has more shoreline than any of the contiguous 48 states. Of the 50 states, only Alaska has more.
First explored by the French, the area became a U.S. territory in 1783. Flush with iron and copper, Michigan would become a center of industrial activity. It is also the only state made of two peninsulas. Your question today is, what year did the first Ford car roll off the assembly line in Decatur? A. 1888.
B. 1898.
C. 1908.
Oh, you have 10 seconds to make your decision.
If you said C, 1908, you are correct. The first Model T Ford car was produced in 1908.
Fun fact, Michigan is also home to the world's only floating post office. It is the only boat in the world that delivers mail to ships that are still traveling. It has been doing so for over 125 years.
See you next week on Fact Trivia.
Thanks, girls. Let's go over to Melanie with history. Hello and welcome to This Week in History. I am Melanie. On January 18, 1778, the English explorer Captain James Cook became the first European to travel to Hawaiian Islands. When he sails past the islands of Oahu, 2 days later he landed at Waimea on the islands of Kauai and named the island group the Sandwich Islands in honor of John Montagu, who was the Earl of Sandwich and one of his patrons. Cook and his crew were welcomed by the Hawaiians, who were fascinated by the European ships and their use of iron. The ships then made a brief stop at Niihau and headed north to look for the western end of a northwest passage from the North Atlantic to the Pacific. Almost 1 year later, Cook's two ships returned to the Hawaiian Islands and found a safe harbor in Hawaii's Keakalu Bay. Shortly after, fights broke out, killing most of the European explorers. Years later, the fighting was resolved and the visitors were welcomed again. See you next week on This Week in History.
Thank you, Melanie. Here's Zoe with Science Time.
Welcome to Science Time. My name is Zuri. Scientists in Israel have taught their goldfish an unusual way to reach a target by driving a small robotic car on dry land. The experiment was designed to test whether goldfish could find their way in conditions very different from their natural living conditions. To test the goldfish, the researchers created a special robotic car that could drive forward, backward, and from side to side. The scientists called the car a fish-operated vehicle, FOV. A goldfish was placed inside the water tank on the FOV. Using a special system, the car tracked where the goldfish was and what direction it was swimming. The FOV would then automatically move in the same direction. The scientists worked with 6 different goldfish. They tested them by placing the car in a small room with a pink target on the side. The fish were rewarded with a food pellet when the car touched the target. At first, it took them about half an hour to drive to the target, but by then, at the end of the experiment, they were able to complete the same challenge in less than a minute. See you next time with more Science Time.
Thanks, Uri. Let's go over to Destiny with the word of the week.
Welcome to Word of the Week. My name is Destiny. This week's word is soli. Soli is a verb. It means to soil or tarnish. Here is how you can use it in a sentence. The angry customer posted a bad review online. It sullied the reputation of the restaurant. See you next time on Word of the Week.
Thank you, Destiny. Congratulations to the Winners Well Vex IQ teams that went to their first competition over the weekend. They have been working hard. This season is prepared. This is all for this episode of Winners Well News.
See you next week.